Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to look at Georgia on My Mind. Georgia on My Mind is a lovely ballad written by Hoagy Carmichael in 1930, recorded by Ray Charles in 1960, by Willie Nelson in 1978. But it became part of the gypsy jazz repertoire when Django recorded it in 1936. And his version is slightly faster than most of the others, so it's a kind of a medium tempo from Django. I'm going to concentrate on that version, but at the end I'm going to give you a slow 12/8 kind of soul feel, a bit closer to the Willie Nelson and Ray Charles version. So it's a very simple melody. I'll just go through the basics of the melody before we do anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the bridge. So that's basic melody, and hopefully you would never actually play it like that, because that's pretty uninspiring. For one thing, there's a whole load of quarter notes, like that, and in jazz you just can't play that. You've got to make it more rhythmically interesting. And the swing comes from eighth notes, not from quarter notes. So if you're going to make it swing, you've got to break up a lot of those notes. So I'll play it again with the chords, and this time I will stay very close to the melody, but I will just swing it a bit, maybe add a bit of syncopation as well. So that was better. I couldn't stop myself from adding a few extra notes, and there's lots of places where you can not only alter the length of the notes, but just add little filling notes, like whenever you've got two notes which are separated by an interval of some sort, then you can put a few notes to fill in that interval if you like. Now this bar, I've never played that bar like that. That's a kind of a fill which may have been in the original, but end of line sections like that, that's for you to like improvise something. Something like that. And actually knowing lots of licks to put in there is useful, or knowing the kind of scales that you can use is also useful. Jumping up an octave is very helpful in the middle of a tune like this. So on the repeat of the A section, that's what you might do. It's quite nice to drop down for the B section. If you're playing this really slow, then a very breathy bowing action. There's loads you can do with that, and I will do a bit more of that in the version I play at the end. Now when it comes to soloing, your simplest option is to work around the F major pentatonic or F major blues scale. It's a simplistic approach, and if I was your lecturer in on a jazz course at university, my job would be on the line for saying something like that. But let's just try F major pentatonic all the way through this sequence and see what happens. So, because I phrased it in an interesting way and used pretty good bowing, that didn't sound like a bad solo, even though I totally ignored all those interesting and challenging chords. A better approach would be to add the flattened third. In this case, that would be the A flat, as well as having the A natural. And that will make it a lot more expressive. and so on. And notice that when we went from F major to D minor, exactly the same scale worked. It just becomes, instead of the F major with a flattened third, it suddenly becomes the D minor. And that flattened third is now the flattened fifth, because we're now in D minor. So this is a very flexible and expressive scale to use. And if you're just starting out on improvisation, then ignore those pesky chords and try and do it this way. However, there is lots of interest in these chords, and one of the things this chord sequence does very nicely is it suggests to you a whole load of long descending lines. F major to E minor 7 flat 5 to A 7 flat 9 to D minor to D minor over C. There's a line that goes all the way through that. Let's just hear that line. So there was a second line there, from the A minor to the D7 to the G minor 7 to the C7. So a lot of chord sequences are built up in this way. We've also got one in the B section. That one we've got D minor to C sharp to D minor over C to B minor 7 flat 5 to A minor. So it goes through those two bars but 4 chords. So I'll do another solo, and I won't just go straight down those lines, but I will kind of use them in the solo. And notice we have, at the end, we have a 2-5-1, G minor 7 to C7 to F major 7. And this is another standard unit of jazz chord sequences. And once you recognize that, it gives you a degree of freedom to do lots of things within that little 2-5-1. And I've got a video on the 2-5-1. One thing that a slow or medium tempo allows you to do is to double up. And this is where the band doesn't get twice as fast, but you start playing as if they were playing twice as fast, kind of. So let me just take it. So instead of going one, so you dabba dooba dad and dooba dabba dooba da instead of dabba dooba dabba doo, and that makes it really interesting. You might do it at the beginning of the bridge, but I'll do it halfway through the A section. and so on. And depending on the tempo, as you double up, it may go from a swing da ba da ba to straight da ba da ba da ba da ba da, depending on whether it's fast enough or not, that you can't actually swing. Okay, I'm going to finish off, as I said, with a much slower version, and this is more of a 12/8 feel. And if you're playing this with accompanists and maybe you've not done this before and you want to suggest to them an exact feel, then tell them 12/8 and give them the tempo, and you will get this particular feel. Otherwise, particularly in a gypsy jazz band, you're always going to just get the same feel every time. So, thank you for watching this. I'll play you out with that version. If you would like a copy of the sheet music for this lesson, then do subscribe to the channel and send me an email. And if you want to get hold of all of my PDFs in one go, do join me on Patreon. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.